Paul here, aka Cuthbert Outsplinter. I'd like to welcome you once again to the Billowing Hilltop podcast, and thank you for taking the time to listen to the endless ramblings of a bunch of ancient Brits, enjoying a bit of D&D whilst waiting for their time to come. This week we've got a bit of an apology for you, as the sound quality is not quite what we were hoping for, but we're sure you will struggle through and onto the sunnier uplands of following episodes. As always, it really helps us if you rate, review and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or whatever. That's it. Now over to Mike and the guys to say whatever comes into their heads first for episode 40, Fireball.
So, we are in Evenstar. Let's pick things up. We're not going to do a big recap. If you
Really?
just joining, well, if you're just joining us, then it's too late for you. This is episode 40, which I have to admit I didn't think we'd ever get to. I don't think we'll ever get this far. Anyway, we are in Evenstar, and you are on the, what's the name of the street? The Way of the Penitent.
The Way of the Penitent.
Crowded up with loads of people in a very congested street. You're disguised as members of the Evenstar Ranger Militia, and you're accompanied by Michaela Venderin, who is an actual member of the Ranger Militia from Diamond Lake, and Hillary, who is the emissary of the Lizard Folk, and Marzana, who is the battle mage from Blackwall Keep, and a couple of other real Ranger Militia. And as a little group, you're pushing your way into the city of Evenstar along a big kind of thoroughfare called the Way of the Penitent.
But not Hesty, right? He went off somewhere else.
No. Hesty was you left Hesty in the little weird Wind Duke cave up in the hills above Diamond Lake. And you have things have become increasingly congested, and the source of the congestion turned out to be a parade which is crossing your path. And as you neared the point where the parade was crossing the main thoroughfare, there was an explosion on a cart which was carrying a chimera, a great three-headed, horrible beast in a cage. And at the same time as there was an explosion, arrows clearly targeting you started zipping out from behind you, above and behind you. Now, let's put you on a map. You're heading west through the city towards a district called Nine Deeps to visit the house of someone called Eligos. On our map, we have a host of little miniature people who represent our crowds. The yellow bases are your allies, the members of the Ranger Militia, or Michaela Venderin, the lieutenant, or Marzana, the battle mage, or Hillary. Yeah, they're all marked out with yellow bases. Let's roll initiative, and we will pick everything up from there. We've got the explosion, we've got a couple of arrows. That's enough. Let's roll initiative, and then we'll work it from there. Okay, well, let's go round and do the numbers.
Let's go round again.
Burple, what'd you get?
13.
Sessions, what'd you get?
15.
15 for Sessions. These are decent numbers. Buggraft, what'd you get?
10.
Parker?
4.
In total?
Parker.
Unfortunately, yes. I rolled a 1.
Cuthbert?
A mighty 7.
A mighty 7.
Okay, so my understanding is there's an explosion in front of us around
Yes.
the cage with the chimera, and someone is shooting us from behind.
Yeah, you saw a couple of arrows shoot. One came over your left shoulder, one over your right shoulder, clearly targeted at Parker and Burple. Both Parker and Burple were missed. What do you want to do?
I think I want to get off the main street and
Yes.
get some cover. So I
Okay.
think I'm going to duck up between a couple of these buildings to my north. I can see a path that looks accessible.
Yeah, the way we're going to treat this is that this crowd makes movement. Effectively, you're in difficult ground.
And I thought you might say that.
Well, except because of your halfling nimbleness, whatever it is, I don't know whether or not you're going to be okay.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about how that works. So I think you can move through creatures that are larger than you without penalty.
Halfling nimbleness. You can move through the space of any creature that is size larger than you.
So yes, you're able to sort of swivel through people's legs.
I'm going to move up to here, up between those two buildings.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see if I can see anyone behind us and above us who is...
Just give me a rough idea about where you're concentrating your attention.
Well, I suppose from my side, I'm probably looking the other side of the street, the southern side of the street, and the buildings at the back.
Further
back buildings, yeah.
Further to the east. Okay, give me a perception check.
Well, I get... oh my god. I have advantage and I roll a 2 and a 3.
You can't see any obvious assailants in the windows in the street opposite.
And I think to finish my go, I will just try and hide from sight, yeah?
Make a stealth check.
21.
Okay, so you kind of slink into the shadows in the gap between a couple of buildings.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal in front of me?
An explosion has just gone off. I mean, I think what we've done is I've marked where the explosion is. I think it's probably fair enough to say that since the explosion is a split second, that it is now over.
Yeah.
What that reveals is that the cage, which was a sort of glass box reinforced thing on the back of this giant cart that was crossing the street, is now in bits, and this chimera is free and is looking annoyed.
The explosion, did it look like a fireball?
Good question. Not quite. It seemed to have a concussive quality. It wasn't just an incendiary thing.
Okay.
This thing looks pissed, and it looks like it's going to start eating
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I'm thinking I'm going to do a stinking cloud on the chimera.
Okay.
I want to move to there, out of shot of anything that's directly...
So you're moving to the edge of the crowd, to the eaves of a building.
Yes, taking cover behind the
difficult
building
ground.
from... Yeah, but that's fine. It's 3 squares.
Tell me about Stinking Cloud. What does it do?
You create a 20-foot radius sphere of yellow, nauseating gas centered on a point within range. The cloud spreads around corners and its area is heavily obscured. The cloud lingers in the air for the duration. So effectively, the duration is concentration up to a minute. If it starts its round in the Stinking Cloud, it has to make a saving throw or be nauseated. So it spends its action retching and reeling, so it can't go anywhere. That's my point.
It's a third level spell, isn't it? Stinking
Yes.
Cloud.
Yeah.
How do you do third level spells as a bard?
What do you mean? I'm just really good.
Okay. So you drop this Stinking Cloud on it, and what do I need to do? Do I need to make a saving throw, or is
On
it
the start of its turn? At the start of its turn.
Okay, fine. Well, it is its turn.
Okay, so it
So
has to
now
make
what do
a
I do?
Constitution saving throw, DC 14.
Rolling a 13 and saving. What happens if I save?
Nothing.
That's it. Okay. This thing is going to leap down off the cart. Now, the question is, which way does it leap? And the answer to that question is towards you. So what it's going to do is it's going to attack civilians. It first of all claws at a civilian. Missing a civilian.
Oh!
Then it tries to gore a civilian with its horns. It scratch one civilian. And then finally what it does is it breathes. I am going to roll a d6, and I get and I know what I'm for it's a 6. So it's going to breathe through Parker. Parker, can you give me a dexterity save, DC 15, please, as its blue dragon head blasts you with a lightning bolt.
Oh, always me. It's a fail.
You take...
Ouch.
Oh my
Ouch.
god.
Bloody hell.
You take 34 points of damage, Parker.
God's sake.
That's it for the Chimera.
Medic!
And then you're targeted by another bow shot, Parker. Now, you get an opportunity to work out where this is coming from. In fact, Burple, Sessions, and Parker can all make perception checks as this shot comes in, rolling a 19.
8. Burple gets a 21.
As a monk, I have deflect missiles. So I'm guessing to be able to perform that feature, you must have a pretty good idea about what direction missiles are coming.
Do you think you're helping yourself with that statement or not helping yourself?
I think I'm helping myself with that statement because that would give me an idea about knowing where it came from. So that would be a...
Or you could argue that if you don't know where it's coming from, you can't use that power. Which is what I meant by, are you sure you're helping yourself?
Well, okay.
Why don't you make the perception check, Parker, to see whether or not you notice the flash of a
anyway.
of an arrow zooming towards you, and then we will see.
So a 9 plus 2 is 11 perception check.
I think since you're probably spinning and looking in the right direction, I'm being super nice here. I think 11 is enough. Okay, so how does your deflect missiles thing work?
Right, my deflection. So you said it hit me.
Would have done, yeah.
Right. When you do so, the damage you take from an attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 8. If you reduce damage to 0 and have a free hand, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with range 2060. Right, so I can do a reduction of 1d10. Hang on. Which is 10 plus 18, so I don't take any damage.
So you're deemed to have caught the missile.
I'm deemed to have caught the missile, and now I can make a ranged attack as a reaction.
Okay, so the arrow came, Parker, from a window shaded by the eaves. It's up high on a building on the southern side of the street, and you're going to do what? Throw this projectile back through the window at your assailant?
It says with range 2060.
So 60 is a hard limit, right?
Yes, so I think I'm not going to throw it back where it came from. I'm just going to throw it at the chimera.
Is that
Chimera.
permitted?
I don't think you can.
Read me the power. Read me the power again.
If you reduce the damage to 0 and have a free hand, you can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack, as with a monk weapon with range 2060. 23.
Yeah, it's a solid hit. Yep.
That's a solid hit. 5 points of damage on the...
5 points of damage on the thing. Okay, thank you very much. Burple and Sessions, we need to come back to your perception checks. How did you do?
Burple did very well. I can see he got a 21. Sessions got an 8.
Okay, so Sessions, you're not sure where that arrow came from. Burple, you can see where that arrow came from. Another arrow shoots lances down. This one is targeting... it's going to be Buggraft or Parker or Cuthbert. I'm just going to have a quick roll. Targeting Buggraft.
Yes.
It's shooting down from the other side of the street, rolling a 20. Are they going to gamble? They are going to gamble. Rolling an 11, hitting armor class 15.
No.
Okay, so it's a standard hit on Buggraft. It does a D8. It does 3 points of damage, 3 points de damage on Buggraft. Now, Buggraft and Parker, you can both, and Cuthbert, you can all make perception checks.
10. An 8. Rolled an 8 for a 10.
23.
Okay, so Buggraft, you can see where that came from. It's come from on the north side of the street to the east of you, really quite a long way. Further down than the other arrow.
Buggraft, he is running through the crowd to the southwest to take cover behind one of these buildings. So next round, theoretically, I can run up and hit it. I can't do that this round.
Is it difficult ground ahead of me?
Yes, there are sufficient people between you and the Chimera to make it not an easy journey.
I'm going to cast a long strider spell, and then I'm going to move, not in base to base with it quite yet, but getting close to it.
I'm going to do the Fist of Unbroken Air again on the Chimera.
Remind me.
As an action, you can spend 2 key points, and a chosen creature within 30 foot must make a strength saving throw DC 13.
Yeah, okay. 13, I'm rolling a 13, sorry.
Fuck's sake. Takes half of 3d10.
Wow, that's not bad.
Takes 3 points of damage. And I'm going to move.
How many hit points have you got left?
11.
I can do a heal if you want.
Can you?
Well, it's only a cure light. But...
That's fine. So I can move 40. So I can move 4 squares. So I will move 4 squares to the south towards Buggraft for next round.
So through the crowd with my height, I presume I can see no one of our allies, yeah? Is that right?
No. I think there's a case. I think you might be able to make a case that you could see purple, because you'd be looking down the side of a building. Yeah. Otherwise, and you can see the chimera, which is a large creature. Otherwise, no.
And have I worked out where the guy firing the arrows at us is?
Make another perception check, because Parker did shout out directions as to where he thought the arrows were coming from. So give me another perception check if you want to check out that area.
I get a 20.
Okay, yeah, you can make something out. You can see a shadow in a window at the corner of this large building just above the awning that you think that Parker must have been referring to.
Okay. So I think that awning is kind of within range. So I'm going to hurl the crushing coin up at that window. And I roll a natural 20 for a 28.
Nice.
Well, that is going to hit despite the cover. What do you want to gamble, or do you want to go for the double damage?
It's got some sort of cover, has it? Well, I think I have to gamble, so it's in the nature of things. So I will go for it. 19 on the dice for 27.
That is a hit, and you get to draw a card.
Terrifying display. Quadruple damage, and all enemies that can see you must make a DC 18 wisdom saving throw. On a fail, they're frightened of you.
Shit.
The enemy can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn to stop being frightened.
First of all, let's do the damage.
Okay, so it's quadruple damage. So 4d8 plus 3 is 25 points of damage.
It's got to make a saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw DC 18.
Rolls a 17, makes it. So, but that's a significant amount of damage. Okay, well, this thing, you hear a kind of squeal sessions from the other side of the street.
So then using my halfling nimbleness, where I presume I'm also pretty much obscured, I'm going to run across the street.
Okay, I'll move up and I will fire. I may as well fire a spell at it.
Anything that controls the battlefield.
Well, I've got another one of those
Stinkies.
slinking clouds.
We have to also remember that whenever there's a saving throw involved, Mike will make it, however high.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, obviously, yeah.
I'll do a dissonant whispers on it. Can it make a
Okay,
wisdom
it's making
save?
a wisdom save. Yeah.
DC 14.
It might roll a 17.
14 wisdom save, rolling an 11.
It could be close.
And it's
Is it
wisdom
wise?
save. It's failed that wisdom save by. Is there any way that I can cheat?
No,
Something
there isn't.
to
Right,
say-
so
no,
it
okay.
takes 4d6 points of damage. So it takes 16 points of psychic damage.
Yeah.
And it has to move away. It has to use its reaction
Now
to
to
move
move away.
as far as its speed allows away from me.
Ugh. Just as I was getting close.
It's got a speed of 30 feet. It hops up onto the cart.
That's not helpful.
No, hold on, mate. That's just absolute shambles.
Well, it still took 16 points of damage. It's all I've got. You know, what can I say?
Tactically useless.
It's going to go towards Burple. It attacks you, first of all, with its claw attack, rolling a 17.
fucking.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yes.
That does a claw.
Why do I listen to you, Paul?
2d6 plus 4.
I was going to go the other way. But
Why?
now I'm going to get
Of
shot.
2,
Oh,
3, 7 points of 7 points of claw damage,
Oh, I can survive 7.
and then it attacks you with its horns.
No.
Yes.
Is it
Here
horny?
come the horns. Here come the horns. Rolling, bounced off a 20. Rolling a 14, hitting armor class 21, which I think might be another hit.
Yes.
This one does. The
sake.
horns damage is a d12 plus 4. d12 plus 4.
That's an 8.
Ooh,
12
that
points of
is
damage.
an 8. That is 12 points of damage.
Don't like that.
And then finally, because its breath weapon hasn't recharged,
Yes.
you're very fortunate.
Yes.
It can only attack you with its bite.
Oh,
It's other bite.
Its main attack, which it rolls a 15 hitting armor class 22 and doing a solidly respectable 2d6 plus 4 points of damage. Here they come. First one.
3.
It's a 3. and for
That's 4.
8 points of damage.
Another 8.
Another 8.
God's sake.
Well, that was the chimera. It was just a massively successful round from the chimera.
Yeah, thanks. 27 points of damage.
Now, what am I going to do? Over
Awesome.
here?
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
we've got
just shoot me. Why
a
don't you shoot at me?
sniper we've got a sniper in a window, and the sniper has got a paucity of targets.
Yeah, it's going
It's
to go.
not going to shoot at Parker again after last time.
Sessions,
It's-
obviously.
I think it's going to go. It's going to go for
Cuthbert.
Purple or
No, it's
Cuthbert.
Cuthbert,
I
obviously.
think it's most likely to go for Cuthbert. 1 to 4 Cuthbert, 5 or a 6. But it's on the northern side of the street, so Burple's a difficult angle. It would have to lean out a bit.
It's on the
Cuthbert is-
northern side, and it can't see Sessions, but it can see me
Well, Sessions is a hobbit.
out in the
Yeah.
open.
No, I'm ducking down between the legs. It was
Yeah, Sessions
Clear.
is a tiny little figure in the crowd, whereas you are out up in the
Cast-
grill of the chimera, this giant beast fighting it. I mean, you're pretty obvious. Cuthbert likewise. 4, so it's going for Cuthbert.
Jesus Christ.
So-
It's rolling well, isn't it?
yeah, it's
Fuck.
rolling very well. What's your armor class?
15.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, if it was like in the early 20s, then the cover might make a difference. But that's not enough. So you take the following damage, the standard longbow damage. You take 8 points of damage as an arrow thuds into you. That was extremely successful. Sessions, you can have an opportunity attack.
Attack of opportunity fish with the crushing coin. Boom. Armor class 25
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes.
for 6 points of
6 points of damage.
damage, yeah?
Oh dear. Okay. It closes the window. That's what that opportunity attack was. Because it doesn't want to have to deal with your floating weirdness. And you can't see it in the window anymore. You can kind of assume that it's therefore moved. Let's go to Uncle Buggy.
Uncle Buggy. Right, I'm healing Parker.
Oh,
Uh,
3 points of
I
damage.
forgot you
I mean,
rolled
healing.
badly.
yeah.
This is why Dan doesn't
Don't worry about it.
do any heals.
Thank you anyway.
It's alright. And then I'm going to work my way round using the crowd as cover. I'm heading towards the chimera. So I'm sort of sneaking up on him.
And we move on to Cuthbert, who's in the crowd. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to move up and attack the chimera. Rolling a 23 to hit.
It's a hit. Yep.
That was 5 points of damage, but I've also got a sneak attack damage on that one as well. Another 5 points of damage. A second attack with the short sword. Hitting armor class 23. Another 6 points of damage.
Bugraft just healed you, Parker, but then has disappeared into the crowd. You don't know where he's gone.
I'm moving 5 foot forwards
Towards the
So
chimera.
towards the chimera so that I'm still reasonably far away, but I'm within range to do a produce flame, which is a d20. So hitting armor class 12. It's just
No.
great rolls tonight. No.
No.
And then apart from that, I'm jumping up and down and waving at Sessions and saying, I need a heal.
Do I see him?
Yeah, let's be nice. I mean, it's a sniper's dream, Parker, I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway,
Yeah, but as you've realised, I'm not entirely worried about that problem.
trying to pick a target out of the crowd, and one of them starts jumping up and down going, I need a heal, waving their arms around.
Well, if I spot him jumping up and down, okay, I'm going to cast Healing Word at second level on Parker. 10 points of healing.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Is there any sign of a door on the front of this building? The one that the sniper was in?
Yes, there's a door at the front.
Okay, so then I'll move the crushing coin to round by the door.
Which building is the other north shots coming from? Can I have a perception check to see?
Give me a perception check.
12.
No, you can't work it out.
All right, I'm going to go invisible and move to there.
Fine, and now it is it. First thing that happens, Bugraft, can you make a dexterity save, DC 15? There's another explosion.
12.
12 is a fail. You take 35 points of damage.
35.
That's a very big fireball.
That clearly causes trouble around you. The rest of you
Trouble.
That's one way of
see a
putting it.
huge. There's an explosion right near you, Cuthbert. Burple, just across the side from Cuthbert and Chimera. There's a great big kind of conflagration, and you can't see Buggrass. You don't know where he is. There's a mass of people there, and there's just people burning. It's just impossible to tell one flaming figure from another. But it's just absolute mayhem. Other things that happen in this round is that the Chimera attacks Cuthbert. First of all, rolling a d6, getting with the bite on Cuthbert.
Missing with a 2.
Cock. Okay, now with the horns.
Come on, miss.
Rolling an 8, so a 15.
Oh, yes.
15 is a hit, isn't it?
15's
Yes,
a hit.
it is with the horns. Hit with the horns. A d12 plus 4 points of damage on you. Very pleasing.
Very pleasing. 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage with the 1. And then the last attack, which is the claws, rolling an 11 armor class 18.
Yes, that hits.
Doing a grand total of a 2d6 plus 4. Here we go. 6 and 1, 7, 11 points of slashing damage on Cuthbert.
Thank you very much.
Sessions,
Yes.
did you ready an attack with your crushing coin? You didn't, did you?
No, I just had some. I moved it.
Okay, well, a figure bursts out of the front door of this building and out into the street. You're keeping an eye on that door. You can spot it. At the moment, you can keep track of it.
Mm-hmm.
You think that were it to sort of disappear into the throng, it would be more difficult. But at the moment, you can spot it. So when the time comes, you'll be able to target it with your crushing coin. There's another one. It's going to target Cuthbert again. Shooting, rolling an 18.
Fuck's sake.
Armor class 22. Armor class 22 for another
Yes.
D8 plus 2. So Cuthbert takes a further 8 points of piercing damage. Bugraft, it's your round.
Okay, so am I sort of buried under a massive, like,
Yeah, basically.
burning civilians? Or
Yes, I mean, yes. You're in a sort of scrum, a sort of like a pile of civilians. Yeah.
Okay, alright, so I'm bursting out of all these sort of dead civilians. It's a bit grim. And I am going to move up. I'm sort of going behind it because I don't want another fireball. And I'll start raging. And then I'm going to attack. 17.
17 hits.
Another hit.
Nice.
21 points of damage.
Ooh, good.
Okay, it doesn't look very well. You're not. How are you looking? I mean,
Eyes.
Eyes.
No, I mean, how are you looking health-wise?
Not brilliant.
No, okay. So could have singed.
I'm definitely singed. I'm
Okay.
blooded.
Well, this chimera is now also bloodied. Cuthbert.
Cuthbert is also bloodied. And he's going at it with the +1 short sword of the east wind.
Sure, that's a family heirloom.
Oh dear.
God. Can I use my Ord dice? Hitting arm class 16 plus...
That's enough. That's enough. You don't need to roll
Okay.
a d6.
God for that. A short sword damage of 7 plus a sneak attack damage of 11. So that's 18 on the first attack.
Yeah, well done.
And then attacking with a rapier, hitting arm class 13 is probably not going to be enough.
Armor class 13 is a miss.
And that
Is that?
is that.
Parker.
Right. Well, Parker will move towards it, and the
Yep.
4 squares that he can move, and then he will throw a produce flame at it, which is getting a 19, hitting armor class
Yep,
24. That's
Yep.
lovely. So that does 2d8 So that's 13 points of damage, fire damage on total in the chimera.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Perception check to notice whether it did any.
Yeah.
Damage
Definitely
on it?
work. Yeah. No, this thing what it's done with its breath weapon is lightning so far.
Yeah. Well, I did think that. Okay,
Mhm.
so good. And that's it.
Okay. And now it is Vendarin is going to step up and attack it. She rolls
Steal the glory.
an 18, which is a hit. She does, with a long sword as the first attack, she does 8 points of damage. Second attack, she rolls a 17 and does a further 10. She does 10, a total of 10, 11, 13 points of damage on it. No, it doesn't slay it, but it's looking unwell. Marzana is going to shoot another magic missile at it. Doing 5d4. That's basically her spelled out. She does a total of 13 points of damage on it. It is still alive, just. And we move on to Sessions. Now, Sessions, you've got an opportunity here to attack this figure
Running
that has
away
just
guy.
emerged from the front door. Yeah.
I'm going to drop the crushing coin on it to start with. I'm plus 13.
13 is a hit.
Oh, okay.
That's exactly what you needed.
For 11 points of crushing damage.
It's it's smashed to bits.
I knock it unconscious then.
Yeah. Okay. You knock it unconscious. Yeah. Burpily wurpily woo. This chimera is looking deeply unwell.
All right, if this thing is looking last legs-ish, I will,
Yeah, it's looking pretty last legs. Yeah.
I will do a dissonant whispers on it. Let's have a wisdom save. DC 14.
It rolls a 20. It saves.
Okay, so it still takes some damage. It takes
does it?
half 4d6 instead of
I think you're going to get it.
4d6.
I think you're going to get it.
Oh,
It takes 5.
5 points of damage. It is still alive.
And I'm going to move one, so I come visible. But I'll move north between those buildings, away from the crowd.
Purple, you're up north between the buildings. It is the Chimera. It's got to make a decision. Well, first of all, I'm going to roll for its breath weapon. That's the wrong dice. Not rolling a d8.
Just
Rolling a d6. Oh, it recharges. It's recharged the breath weapon. Oh dear. Okay, it's going to breathe through.
I'm only a small charred hobbit.
There we go.
With smoke coming out.
Well,
of
no,
my
I don't
hair.
think that there's a decision. I don't think that's a decision for it, because I think it's going to breathe through Cuthbert, the guard standing behind Cuthbert, Marzana standing behind the guard, and Hillary standing behind Marzana. I can't see that it would do anything else. So that's what it's
Bye.
going to do.
Lucky we did a little healing on you.
Can
Well-
Cuthbert make a dexterity save? DC 15, please.
You really want to make that
That's
roll?
a
And
heavy
you really want to
save.
make this save.
Ooh.
No,
What
I really
dice?
didn't make that
Forward.
save.
What dice?
Oh,
dice.
I rolled a
dear.
2 plus 3 is 5.
What dice?
I've used my alt dice.
Oh, dear. You've used your Ort dice.
Gets worse.
You take 31 points of damage.
31.
Yep,
I'm still up.
still up. Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah, true. 20 something plus the 12. Just that heal was just right.
I've got 4 hit points left.
Marzana makes a saving throw, a dexterity saving throw.
she
She rolls a 3, but she's okay, but she is very frazzled. Hillary makes a saving throw. She rolls a 14. She saves. She's okay. And then it gets to attack with its claws and its horns. So first of all, with the claws, it's going to go for 1-2 Bugraft, 3-4 Vendarin, 5-6 Cuthbert.
3-4 would be.
It rolls a 3-4 for Vendarin, and rolls a 17,
yeah.
hitting Vendarin for 2d6 plus 4, rolling a 5, 7 and 11 points of damage on Vendrin. I mean, she's not looking happy, but she's kind of okay. And then the next attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, Bugraft, 3, 4, Vendrin, 5, 6, Cuthbert. It rolls again for Vendrin, this time with the horns, and it rolls a 19. Vendrin could be in some trouble here. The horns do a d12 plus 4. I think she's going to be okay, actually, even if I roll a 12. Hold up, that's 16. She's down.
Hold up.
Vendrin is down, and we'll worry about her in a moment. She is a sufficiently elevated NPC to make death saves should it become an issue. Now, Uncle Buggy.
Your chance to finish it off.
Buggy.
First one, I rolled a 9 plus 7 is 16.
16 is a hit.
Come on.
And again, that's a hit. So
You've done it.
plus 12. That's
It's slain.
29.
It collapses. Uncle Buggy.
Uncle Buggy. Yes.
Local militia appear. Before militia appear, is there anything you want to do in the chaos that ensues from this event?
Yeah, I'm going
Yes.
to try and find the body that we knocked down. That was the.
Well, you know where it was. It's
Yeah.
right in front of the door of the. Yeah. Okay.
I'm off to that. Find that body.
Yes, there is an unconscious person.
Okay.
So tie him up.
Him or her up.
Then
Her. Yeah.
her.
Yep.
Right. Has the other arrow
And
arrow
I'll
shooting
stabilise.
stopped?
Yeah.
Vendrin.
I mean, there's been no more shots from anywhere since a certain point here. Yeah.
And spare the dying on Vendrin, I guess.
What a lovely thing to have done.
They're searching the chimera.
There's nothing on the chimera. It's just a beast.
Can I search the cart? Is there anything on the cart?
Yes, you can search the cart, but there's nothing there. I mean, the cart. It looks like there's a section of the cart that is clearly very badly damaged. It looks like somebody has placed some kind of device on the cart deliberately. I mean, you are not CSI Bugraft, right?
Mm.
But it looks clearly somebody deliberately placed something on the cart to blow it and to free the chimera just at a particular moment. It looks like there's been some kind of attempt on your lives.
Okay, and interrogating this
You wake this
unconscious
person up. They are fanatical. They're an airborne triad cultist of some sort.
Uh-huh.
You think they're kind of a low-level member of the cult, but
Yeah. Were they told to attack us or the?
so what you can determine from them, there's a couple of things. First of all, who's searching them?
I will.
Okay, you find something
Yes.
that they disavow knowledge of.
Yeah.
It's a key on a chain.
Well, we'll have that.
It's a weird, crooked little key on a keychain. The head of the key, it's like a stylized silhouette of a ship with tentacles coming up out of the water around it and pulling it down.
Ooh.
You know, you have to kind of hold it and look at it like 3 different ways before you can work out what it is. Otherwise, you don't know. She was given some money by somebody and told that you were enemies of the Airborne Triad, and she was
Right.
told. So she was with a couple of other cultist members. She doesn't know them.
Yeah.
You get the
Mr. Blue, Mr. Black, and Mr.
you get
Orange.
the distinct sense that she is not. Yeah, that she has been isolated from the real
This is
decision making.
Yeah.
She was given this key because she was told to go to a particular warehouse in the Midnight District of Evenstar, which is up to the north of the city, when this was all over, to collect her reward and to report back on how well she'd done. And she was given this key so that she could get into the warehouse. That's all she knows. Venderin, Hillary, Marzana, who are with you, I mean, they're very grateful that you looked after them in that fight. Venderin is very grateful that you basically saved her. Yeah. But they are kind of walking with you on in the theory that you're all forming a single party heading on a specific journey. That doesn't mean you have to do any particular thing, but it's probably
I think we should go
better
to
tell them what you want to do.
I think we should go to Elagos. Let's
Let's do that.
let's just go and do Elagos first. The warehouse thingy, I think, can wait.
Yeah. Get the
I
job
think
done.
I don't
first.
think it can.
I don't think it can either. I think
if there's going to be someone showing up, as soon as they know these guys are dead, they won't. So if we want to do that, we should go first. Elagos will be there anyhow.
Fair point.
I agree with the wise Graham.
Wise Graham. That your voice has changed again, Uncle Buggy.
Yes, I've got a new thing, haven't I?
Is it dirty?
Is it dirty?
Okay. Well,
Oh, then
at
we should
least,
go
well,
to
let's
the
see if you can stay
warehouse.
consistent. If you want to go to the warehouse, that's fine. I get Graham's wisdom, but it's probably best to tell the others that you can free them from their duty of looking after you, basically. Yep.
Short rest, and then up to the warehouse. Down
Cool.
to the warehouse.
The warehouse is, so you are working your way into the center of Evenstar. 9 Deeps is a central high status district, big plazas, big buildings, wide boulevards, all of that. You push through, you keep going where you would have turned off towards the Street of Fountains, which is where Elagos is. And you kind of make your way between there's the governor's palace, sits at the foot of the Marshall Mount, at the top of the Marshall Mount, looming over you is Evenstar Keep. And there's other stuff. There's the kind of the grand arena, and there's lots of cathedrals and all those kinds of things. You make your way through that and into an area called Old Town, which is, as you might imagine, the kind of original rump of the city. And the northernmost part of Old Town, as you reach the river, the Emma Water, is called Midnight. And Midnight is down at heel. You have arrived, I'm saying late afternoon, and I think it's pretty much twilight to dark by the time that you make your way through 9 Deeps, through Old Town, and up and into Midnight. You can hear the kind of the ship's bells out on the water. It's the docks, the kind of dank area, all rather run down. This used to be a bustling kind of trading thing. Now it really only handles sporadic traffic. All of the ore and all of the mining product from Diamond Lake is unloaded here, but a bit further down the river. And so around here you've got lots of sort of run-down, abandoned warehouses. It's constantly drizzling because of the waterfall. And a kind of rather scratchy bunch of locals make a meager living. The warehouse in question is called the Sodden Hold. It takes you a little bit of time to find it. It's like a rotten log, this building, washed ashore. Part of it projects over the water on pilings. It's mostly stone, though. It looks actually in quite decent nick. Perhaps its appearance is a little deceptive. It's got what looks like a fairly solid roof. It's all covered in kind of lichens and moss and kind of gunk, but actually another glance at this building and you think, actually, although this looks shabby, it doesn't structurally look that it structurally looks pretty sound. Feeble light spills out from a couple of the buildings that you pass out into the street, but otherwise it's quiet, dark and misty. There's only one entrance. You kind of wander around for a bit and there's no windows. There is a big set of iron double doors with a big, impressive, good quality looking lock on them.
Who's got the key? Is this what?
Oh yeah, we
Kieran's?
did. They've forgotten. No, somebody definitely said they were taking it.
Yeah, Sessions has got it.
Have I got it? Okay, I've got the key.
Better go at the front then. Open the door.
No, I go in the pocket. Then.
I was thinking the same thing.
Uncle Buggy, you go at the front.
Have we got a rogue in the party? Yeah. Cuthbert, you're probably the best to go at the front at this stage.
How incredibly typical.
No. If there's a fight, yes, but
If there's a fight, it'll be somewhere near the back.
I'll go at the front. Come on. I will go and listen at the door. Perception check. Excellent. Getting a 10.
Well, you can't hear anything through the doors. I mean, they're pretty solid, and like I said, the structure is pretty solid. Somebody would have to be making, I mean, not shouting, but somebody would have to be making some kind of noise for you to be able to hear them anyway. Give me another perception check while you're there.
25 this time.
Well, that's much more. That perception check was as you kind of look around you.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that the moss and the ground has been disturbed in front of these doors, and not like necessarily within the last 20 minutes, but not tolerably recently.
Okay, what does this lock look like?
It looks like a lock. It looks in good working order, and it doesn't look rusted. That's a little odd. The fact that it's a good lock is not odd. I mean, these are warehouses, so you'd want to protect whatever it is you're keeping in them.
Okay. Is it a slidey type door, or is it pushy open type door?
It's a pulley openy double doory type door.
Can I check for traps?
Yeah.
You can give me a perception check if you run a practiced eye over the door.
I'm going to stand back 15 feet.
23.
Okay. 23. You don't see anything suspicious, so you can't hear anything apart from the lapping of the water, the occasional desultory caw of a gull. Is that what gulls do? Gulls caw? No, crows caw. What do seagulls do? They honk. No, geese honk. Anyway,
Good chat.
whatever it is, there's some slightly disappointing aquatic bird noise and ship's bells and the lapping of water, and otherwise everything is quiet.
And the sound of Buggeroff's knees knocking together in fear.
The sound of Dan frantically reaching for the
Now
special
Paul has
effects.
cleared the area, I will move forward up to the door.
I'm going to open the door. I'm going to open the lock. Turn the key in the lock.
It turns smoothly and sort of slickly. There's a click, and the double doors, you need to pull them open towards you. When you unlock them, they sort of do sag a little towards you. It's not like some sort of
Uncle Buggy, you got the front.
Uncle Buggy's changed his voice again already. He's gone back to Uncle Buggy.
Uncle Buggy, is it dirty?
I prefer seedy Cockney Uncle Buggy, I have to say. Is somebody opening these doors?
Yeah.
Uncle Buggy is, yeah.
Uncle Buggy.
The doors open. There's a large space. There's crates, barrels, stuff covered in tarpaulins. Looks like it's lit by flickering torches. Who's standing close enough to the doors to kind of look into peer into the
Me,
room?
I'm standing by the door. I've got a light spell on my neck.
Yeah, I'll stand on the other side of the door.
You think maybe that those torches look magical? They look like they might be ever-burning torches.
Is that a magical item?
An ever-burning torch is a magical item, yeah.
Oh.
They're high up, though. Let me describe. It's a triple height chamber. There is a gallery running across the far side of the room from you, 15 feet up, with stuff stored underneath it. So it's like a kind of mezzanine level. On your left, Buggy, there is, just before the gallery, there's a door leading to the north, and on your right there are two doors leading south. Other than that, it's just full of gubbin.
It's an obvious way up onto this gallery.
There isn't, no. Are you going to have a look, Sessions? Where are you?
Well, I'll move up to there.
I'll move in.
Okay, so Buggeroff, you're moving in. Sessions, you're peering around the door. Sessions, there is a door to this gallery area at the southernmost end of it, up, right? Upper level. So it must be that these rooms to the south are
Contain a staircase.
possibly something like that.
If I go in like this, do I see anything? Any hostiles or anybody around?
No, and there's give me a perception check.
8.
No, you don't hear anything. It seems completely quiet.
I'm going to the western of the southern doors.
Yeah, Lucas, Parker, what do you want to do?
Bugraff's going to look on the southern side, then I will slowly edge my way along the northern side and have a look and investigate those barrels.
So you're going to have a bit of a prod around the barrels. Okay, I mean there's multiple little stacks of stuff. Give me a perception check, Parker.
I get a 15.
Yeah, that's a good number. This material does not look like stuff that's been abandoned and sitting in an abandoned warehouse for years and years and years. So it's not old decayed stuff, but it's not been moved recently, is your sense. We go to Sessions. What does Sessions want to do?
I think Sessions will continue to scope out the room from where he is. Move maybe a bit more towards the doors.
does Burple Herpish want to have a bit of a look about?
I shall go up to there and I shall do invisibility on Parker.
Oh, okay.
What? Oh,
I shall do invisibility on Parker.
Very nice.
Thank you.
And then next going around the table
Ugh.
is Cuthbert.
Cuthbert is going to move towards the eastern of the southern doors.
So he's sort of joining Bugraft in the southern part of the room.
Yeah, he can't quite make it, or the move, but he's going to get there.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute, we can make it because he's got a dash action as well. So
Okay.
he will. He'll get there.
As you do that, Cuthbert
Yes.
and Parker, Burple, Uncle Buggy, all of you, some of the cargo in this warehouse seems to sort of spring to life.
Oh, great.
Oh, marvellous.
Cuthbert, the crate next to you, just opens a giant set of jaws and flings itself towards you. And in the middle of the chamber, a huge great barrel just opens up with this enormous kind of maw. And next to you, Burple, the same. There's a chest that just sort of opens, and there's just this kind of huge tongue and teeth come out at you. And we'll pick it up next time.
Mimic.
It's like something out of Terry Pratchett.
Shut the door. Slide the lock. Drift off.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. The Hall of Harsh Reflections and Age of Worms are copyright Paizo. The Hall of Harsh Reflections was written by Jason Bullman. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening.